Hi, cuties! Today we are doing 2 tags and some stats. And we're just kind of getting into the middle of the year. It's July. Herkyet has started. And we're just going to go over pretty much just an overview of how my year has been going. We're going to do the mid-year freakout tag. We're going to do the mid-year calm down tag. And then we're going to look into my reading stats, my writing, Paul, and growth on YouTube, etc., etc., etc. Just kind of a general update of everything going on. So let's just get into it. We're going to start with the mid-year freakout tag. For both of these tags, I have tried to do this so that I don't mention a book twice. So some things may apply multiple times, but I'm choosing this book for certain reasons. And some of the questions I've chosen several books because it's me. Mid-year freakout tag, let's get going. We have the best book you've read so far this year, and I'm saying When the Tides Held the Moon by Vanessa Vita Kelly. I have spoken so much about this. I'm in love with this book. I'm still thinking about this book. If you haven't read it, it is a historical fantasy set in the early 1910s, I believe, or 1900s, during kind of side freak shows, the rise of the freak show kind of situation, where we have a gay immigrant, and he is commissioned to build this big tank where the circus ringleader is going to basically, they capture a merman to make him a feature part of the show to save the show from ruin as other shows begin to pop up, and he forms a bond with the creature, and it's beautiful. The prose is so good. There's beautiful illustrations throughout, and I cannot stress enough that you need to read this book. It is so beautiful. It covers so many good topics, especially relevant topics today, and the found family is amazing. And I would love, this needs to be a production. Like, we need this. Honestly, I think this should be a stage production. I think that would catch the vibe so well for this, and I think it could be done really, really beautifully. Okay, number 2, the best sequel you've read so far, and for me, that's going to be it's a sequel. It was written second. It's also somewhat of a companion that works parallel with the first book. And that is A Tale Told by Traitors by Renee Dugan. This is the sequel to A Story Spun in Scarlet, which I also absolutely loved. And oh my God, I love this book so much. This follows a character who we met briefly in the beginning of A Story Spun in Scarlet, and then kind of diverges the timeline, not the timeline, but like it parallel things are happening, and she is a secret, not a princess, they call it a different thing, but essentially a princess, and she has been on the run and is now trying very hard to stay off the radar, but is being pursued by many things, and there are many traitorous events and many unfortunate, very heart-wrenching things happen in this book, and it's just so good. It's a very big and chunky book, but you really fly through it. It's so well paced that you don't notice that it's over 600 pages long. It was the same way with the first book. You didn't notice how long it was because it's so captivating. So Renee Dugan does such a good job. Question 3, a new release you haven't read yet but want to. I put 2 for this one because I couldn't decide. They're for 2 different reasons. Number 1 is All Shall Mourn by Ellie Marney. This is the 3rd book in None Shall Sleep, which is a YA mystery thriller that is very Silence of the Lambsies. And I'm obsessed with it, and I love it, and I just have not gotten an audiobook of the 3rd one, and I have to do them in audio because the narrators are so good and really, really encapsulating the creepiness. And I love just hearing how the narrator does, how we have the Simon Gudmundsson voice for this, and it's so good. It's so good. The 2nd book was amazing as well, which is Some Shall Break, and I just really need to get my hands on the audiobook for the 3rd one, as well as A Forgery of Fate by Elizabeth Lim. I actually have this on hold in my Libby app, and I did pre-order a copy from Fairy Loot. It's not here yet, but I love everything Elizabeth Lim. I will read everything by her. She is in my top 3 of my favorite authors. She does not miss for me. Never had a miss. Just amazing. So There you go. Most anticipated release for the rest of the year easily is Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. Again, R.F. Kuang never had a miss for me. I love everything that she has written. Along with that is The House Sapphire by Marissa Meyer. Again, Marissa Meyer has almost never had a miss for me. I mean, she didn't really miss. It was just like, I'm not happy with the ending of one book, but everything else I loved. So Marissa Meyer does own my soul. Those are my, probably, I have a lot more, but those are probably the top two that I would immediately think of. The biggest disappointment of the year so far, I also wrote for this for two different reasons. Number one is Gate to Kagoshima by Papi Kuroki. I had high hopes for this, and it completely plummeted. It was so bad. It needed so much more developmental editing. It needed so much more, honestly, sensitivity reading, which is weird because Papi Kuroki does live in Japan, but I don't think that they handled the culture well at all. I don't think they did well at all. It was not believable to me in any way, shape, or form for this character. I had a lot of ranting to do about this book, and I was really hoping we would have a good representation from somebody who is there. And, you know, as someone who was there for a long time, I was ready to evaluate, and I evaluated, and it did not pass. The second one is Silver Elite by Danny Francis, because I knew I wasn't going to love this book, but I didn't realize how much I was going to hate this book. I expected to go, I went into it and my expectations were low, but they were like medium. Okay. I had mid expectations. I was just expecting another basic romantasy. But I was horribly, almost offended by the content of this book and the way that the character handled things. I will have a full reading vlog of Silver Elite coming up in a couple videos, but it's already filmed and ready to go for you. I just need to finish editing it. So you'll have more detail about that, but I went in going, I'm going to give this book a 3, and I'm just like, no, way lower, way lower. So yeah, the biggest surprise of the year so far, I gave 3, again, for different reasons entirely. Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wang. I had a feeling I was going to like it. Did not know I would be obsessed with it. This is the book that started I'm Obsessed vlogs, or the mini reviews that are the Obsessed reviews. So that's why those have now become added to the mini reviews, because I needed to talk about it. I needed to talk about it so bad, and I love that book so much. Even though it tore my heart out at the end, I still love it, and I really, really, really want Emma Wang to write a sequel so we can continue with these characters and stuff, well, the ones who survived at least. I'm not bitter. Okay. The next is The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong, and this one I went in as well with low expectations because I'd heard that it was kind of meh for a lot of people, so I didn't really expect a lot, but I came out being like, wait, I love this. It was so good. It was cozy, but it also had good stakes, and it had a really good found family, and I really loved the magic system, and it just hit all the things that I love. So everyone who says it's meh, you're wrong. Because I'm always right. Know that. Right here on this channel, I'm always right. Okay. Please note that that is sarcasm. And the third one that I was pleasantly surprised by is The Notorious Virtues by Alvin Hamilton. I had not read anything by Alvin Hamilton before. I have heard good things. I went into The Notorious Virtues, and at first, while reading it, I was like, I don't know if I like these characters. I don't know if I like this. This isn't really my vibe. And then it just 180. I loved it. This is the book where you got to stick around for that character growth. Because if you hate the characters in the beginning, there's a reason. Because they're going to go through some growth. And I think that was done so well, and I am very, very excited for the sequel. This book took forever to come out, though. I remember putting it on my TBR years and years. When I was first starting booktube, I heard about this book, and it just kept getting pushed back and back and back and back and back. And it's finally out, so I hope it does not happen for the sequel, because it was good. Number 7, the newest favorite author, debut, or new to you. Now, I have criteria for choosing a favorite author or someone I consider an auto-buy author. And so I had to look and see who qualified for this slot. And the qualification is I have to have read at least 2 books by them, and they both have to be 5-star reads. And thankfully, we have now added Cat Sebastian, because I did just read We Could Be So Good, and I've read The Queer Principles of Kit Webb. I almost forgot the name. And We Could Be So Good is my number one, like, historical romance, contemporary historical romance. It's like, it's not so far historical. I mean, it's set in like the late 50s, so that's historical, but it feels recent enough, you know? And it felt more like a contemporary vibe rather than, it wasn't like, the focus wasn't necessarily on the time period, even though there were definitely things in the book that were related to the time period, especially like being gay is illegal and you could get arrested for it. So that was definitely relevant to the plot, but it still felt like more of the story was the contemporary aspect of these 2 characters falling in love and these 2 characters growing on their own as well. And just, it was amazing. It was so good. Absolutely fantastic. So Cat Sebastian's definitely now up there in the auto-buy author category. Newest fictional crush. Y'all know me, and I don't do this because, well, I'm gonna choose one, but I don't get fictional crushes. I tend to love looking at the ones who are couples, and because I'm just ace and I just don't really experience that. But if I were to put myself in the shoes of someone who does, I would pick from my most recent read, George, from Pride and Puppies by Lizzie Shane, because he is a golden retriever boyfriend, and I would like that someday in my life. If I were to have a relationship with someone, I would need them to be a golden retriever boyfriend. I think that would work well for me. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with him. Definitely a fun one, and I do like that. Aside from just being a golden retriever boyfriend, like, he had a really good character growth as well. He had a lot of doubts and a lot of things that I could relate to. I related a lot to both of the main characters in Pride and Puppies, which is why I can see myself as Charlotte, because all the relatability I had was with her. So then obviously George is the pick as the boyfriend, because George and Charlotte are together. So if I'm Charlotte, then that's George. That was the logic that went through. But George's whole thing of like always wanting to help others and putting himself last and stuff, and then having that growth to knowing what he wants and things, that was really, really nice, and I like that. So I definitely would see myself with a partner who is like, had that good internal look, but now knows what he wants, but is still thoughtful and kind to his partner and thinks of them and what they would like as well, you know? They have a really good balance in that one. So anyway, okay. Newest favorite character. This was actually really, really hard to pick, so don't judge me, but I'm gonna go with the Devil. From My Boss is the Devil by Ben Schenkman. This is a really fun indie book. It's actually a SPIFBO. I don't know if they were a semifinalist or not, but they were in SPIFBO my year. And I was given the audiobook. I just got a copy of the second book that I'm very excited to get into. But it is the character of the devil, of Satan, of Lucifer, was just very fun. And I love characters like that. They're like, he's not good, but he's fun, you know? So, the devil. It was very much how I feel about the Witchstone. It's like, the character's not a good guy, but you love him. Number 10, a book that made you cry. I don't cry, but I did shriek out loud in anger and rage at Suns Will Rise by Jessica Brody and Joanne Rendell. You know what you did. Not only did you fully rewrite how Les Mis goes, with especially the endgame couples, you completely threw that off balance. You took away my favorite character in a really brutal way, and it was not cool. And I don't forgive you. Watch yourself. A book that made you happy. I'm going to go with The Boy with the Horns. Oh my God. The Boy with the Horns by Kay Anderson. This is another indie book. It is somewhat of a quiet sci-fi coming of age book. We have a Martian who has crash landed on another planet. It's not Earth. Earth isn't here anymore. And he gets taken in by an alien family and grows this beautiful bond with this other boy. And they have this really, really great friendship. They're kind of the only two that really understand each other. And it does grow to like somewhat deeper feelings, but it's not like a romance. It is just kind of very, very quiet. And, you know, they're best friends, and they kind of more so acknowledge that, like, you're my person. And there isn't anything that's there's no kissing. There's none of this really. It's just very quiet and cozy, and more about the journey of Mav growing up on an alien planet where he does not fit in anywhere. And it was just really, really well done. I just got my hands on the sequel, which is The Girl with the Spear. And it looks like there will be a third, but I don't think it's out yet. So, Kay, get on that, because I'm going to read this one, and you're going to need to get on that real fast. The most beautiful book you've bought or received. I'm going to go with... I just got myself... Well, I pre-ordered this a while ago. But I got myself Red, White, and Royal Blue in the new Owl Crate version, and it's beautiful. Look at them, they're on the phone together on the back cover here. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at them. It's gorgeous. It's got beautiful end papers. Look at them. I love it. So this always holds a dear, dear place in my heart. It's one of my favorite books of all time, really, and it's just so well done. This was the book that, like, I reread scenes from because they make me very happy when I'm feeling down. Like, they even got the ring and the key. Yeah, so that recently arrived, so I'm saying that one. And the last question, what books do you need to read before the end of the year? All of them. The answer's all of them. We're going to move on to the mid-year calm down tag. We're going to calm down, everybody. Everybody calm down. Okay, stop panicking, everybody. Question number 1 is thankfulness. What 2025 has given me thus far? And 2025 has been extremely rough overall, but a really, really big light at the end of the tunnel situation is sappily, all of you guys, since I announced the Herkyed 2.0, I have grown quite a lot in this little platform where I've been nothing for a good long time. I mean, I'm still kind of nothing, but, you know, it definitely feels nice to suddenly have almost 2,000 people here to hang out and experience my silly, weird brain, create these weird challenges for you. And through that, it has brought me a lot closer to other people who I didn't know a year ago, and now we're very close, oddly. So people like Asura. I'm very, very grateful for Asura, and I'm glad it also helped me reconnect with some people. So in the Discord, you guys know Michelle, who is also in Japan. I met Michelle when I was there, and we kind of, you know, had that drift because she's in Japan and I'm not anymore. And we were always kind of just booktube buddies, but now she's a moderator for my Discord, and she's been a great cheerleader for a lot of things. And I'm excited seeing her write all these books all the time. Like, she's she's taken that and really running with the books that she's doing. So I'm very proud of her for that. But that's what 2025 has really brought, is some new friendships and rekindled older ones. Even though I've had a lot of loss and turmoil in this year, those are the things that have really kept me going, aside from Big Boy. But I didn't get him in 2025. I got him in 2024, so it doesn't count. But yeah, definitely as I'm sit here filming this in my parents' basement, things have been rough. So I really appreciate all of you so very much. Question number 2, relaxation. The most relaxing book. And the first book that came to mind for me is All Systems Red by Martha Wells, which is the first book in Murderbot. It was just so cozy. Even though it's, you know, violent, it's violently cozy. I don't know how to explain it. That's just how I feel about Murderbot. I was sitting there and it's like, oh, he's talking about ending the lives of all these people, and I'm just, oh, so cozy. It's such a warm, nice time here. So yeah, don't judge me. Hydration, a book that I needed. And this is hard because I need all my books, but one that felt really nice, because if you know me, you know that I identify as asexual, and there's issues with being asexual. Not like you shouldn't be it or something, but there's a mentality issue that I have personally, where because we're a very small part of the population, and we're not really accepted with straight people, and we're not totally accepted with the queer community either. Not with everybody. There's many great people who do, but there's still the kind of stigma around us that we shouldn't be included because we're not as oppressed or whatever, and it's just a different thing. And so there's times in my life where I question myself and question my identity because of the way society works, and maybe they're right, maybe I just haven't met the one, or something like that. The things that they say, that people say to us, that are not sometimes unintentionally very hurtful, because they make you feel more broken. And so the book I needed is called I Spade You. It was a Kickstarter book. It's an anthology. It's a graphic novel anthology, and it was edited by Bones McKay. There's a bunch of little stories in there by authors who either identify as asexual, the stories themselves in them are ace, and there was just one that was this pigeon one, which I think Bones McKay did do. And it was about pigeons. And it got me. There's no words in this entire little thing. But it's so good. It's in a box right now. I don't know where it is. Otherwise, I would show you. I don't actually know where you can get it either, because it feels like I could only get it through the Kickstarter, because I haven't been able to find it. I was trying to link some people to it, and I couldn't grab the copy. So I don't know what happened there. But definitely that one. Okay. Number 4, Nourishment. A book that energized me, and the books that energize me are the ones that make me feel very nostalgic. And so I'm going to give this one to And They Were Roommates by Paige Powers, because this was so Ouran high school coded that I felt it was so fun. It was so silly, and I was so into it. And it just it brought back the memories of when my friends and I, we did a whole group cosplay as in Ouran High School Host Club. Guess in the comments who I cosplayed as. You're not going to get it. Maybe you will, but you're not. Go ahead and take a guess. What character from Ouran High School Host Club specifically we did Haruhi in Wonderland version? That's what we did. We did the Ouran High School Host Club Wonderland cosplay. And it was very, very, very fun. But it just brought me back to that. So that energized me a lot. Number 5, Familiarity. An author I've returned to, and I will give this one to O.E. Tierman with Draw Dead, which is the 5th book in the Aces High Jokers Wild series, which is a military dystopian sci-fi series, which I say it every time, not my genre, but these are my books. These are so good. I love these characters so much. It is a full found family of queer and marginalized people who are on the run from a very dystopian government. It looks very realistic from where we're sitting right now. So heavily like this one. I don't know if it's my favorite of the whole series. I think that probably belongs to book 2, maybe so far. Maybe book 2, maybe book 4. Book 4 was really good, too. I will never forgive for Lazarus, but yeah. Yeah, I love them. I love them so much. Okay, number 6, A Healthy Risk. Outside of my comfort zone read or a new to me author. This was a little difficult because I read so diversely. It's hard to find what my comfort zone is. But I chose The Woodsmoke Women's Book of Spells by Rachel Greenlaw. And the reason I chose this as outside my comfort zone is because I went in expecting it to be very literary fiction, kind of magical realism literary fiction, which is probably one of my most out of comfort zone because I'm not a literary girl. I'm just not smart enough, or also I just don't like all the pain and anguish in it, but I really did like this one quite a lot. I thought it was very well done. I went in with kind of low expectations, and it really was way better than I thought it was going to be, so definitely enjoyed that one a lot. Number 7, Reflection. Changes in my reading taste. I haven't seen a ton, but The only significant change that I'm noticing is I am reading more adult books. I used to be a very YA hardcore girl, but now I've just started reading a lot more adult. And not liking my YA as much. I definitely enjoy YA still. I think there's a beautiful place for it. It's just hard for me to like newer ones because sometimes they just play on things that I'm like, this has already been done, this has already been done. So it's not really feeling new to me anymore, but I'm having better luck with adult and especially more with indie. I'm definitely reading more indie than I have ever in the past, and like that's kind of my platform is reading indie books and support indie authors, so I'm glad that I'm doing that. But yeah, I would just say I'm just reading a lot more adult than I ever have. Number 8, Detox, a book/habit I'm leaving behind. I tend to be unapologetic about my bookish habits, but I will say I'm still working on not shaming myself when I buy new books because I deserve a treat sometimes. I didn't just spend a bunch of money at Second and Charles for my birthday. They gave me a coupon, so I had to use it. Number 9, positivity. Anticipated books/events. So, I mean, I have a lot of anticipated books. You guys have seen my new releases video, so I won't get into all those. But events. I have events coming up. I'm back in it, baby. I don't remember who's first, but I'm going to be at Mesa County Comic-Con again this year. I squeaked on in by. That's in Grand Junction, Colorado. It's in the fall, late summer, early fall. And I love this convention so much. It's such a fun time. I always meet such great people there. So if you're in that area or you just want to go to Grand Junction and, hang out, it's a great time. There's a really good ramen restaurant there that I'm kind of obsessed with. And I go there every single time that I'm there, which has only been twice, but I've gone every time, so it counts. But I love Mesa County Comic-Con. So if you want to go to a really fun one, it's a little quieter than like the big ones, but really good vendors. I mean, I only ever get to really experience the vendors. I did get to be on a panel one year. Wait, have I been 3 years now? But anyway, I got to be on a fun panel there, and that was super, super fun, and I enjoyed that a lot. The next one is a new one. I think it's called Read Under the Stars. Lena invited me to it, and I got accepted for that one as well. It's a new event, so I'm very excited about it. I don't have anything else set in stone right now, as I still don't even have the ability to buy my own stock, because I am poor. But I'm starting a new job. We'll see. Those are the two big ones. So if you want to come say hi to me and you're in Colorado or you're going to visit Colorado, go say hi at Mesa or Read Under the Stars. Woo! Number 10, looking ahead, personal plans/goals. And really it's just keeping on top of the Herkyed stuff. Not even just like my reading for it, but keeping on top of the stats, keeping on top of the Discord, because we have almost 1,800 people in this Discord now. It's been insane in a good way, but it's still been insane. We currently have almost 2,000 members. We have 1,958 members on my Discord. So keeping on top of that has been a lot, and that's what I want to do. I just want to keep, growing with this community. I want to keep building it up and having fun. So that's really my main goal there. Okay, cool. We're going to get into stats. First of all, let's look at the reading stats, shall we? I'm going to make myself teeny tiny. I said teeny tiny. Overall, as of right now, I am filming this on July 9th. So I'm over halfway the year, but we're counting it. I have read 111 books. I have read 40,990 pages. That is 1,078 hours listened on audiobook. I have acquired 104 books. I have spent an average of almost 4 days reading a book, which is actually somewhat slow for me. My average rating has been 3.76, which feels very average. I have read on average 369 pages. Like that's per book is on average this size, which makes sense. And the average hours is 9.71, also makes sense. The shortest book I've read this year is Love Burns, which was like 39 pages, and I did not like it. The longest book, of course, I've read is Wind and Truth, because it's a monster. The shortest audiobook I read is All Systems Read, as well as the longest audiobook being Wind and Truth. Still, let's take a look at these stats here. Top genres, we have fantasy, romance, contemporary romance, epic high fantasy has been the most. Yes, 15 books. Got some historical romance. I read a lot of genres. Okay, there's a lot here. My formats, we have read 88.3% have been novels, 4 graphic novels, 1 anthology, 6 novellas, and 2 short stories. Our audience, like I said, I'm reading a lot of adults. 72.1% have been young adult. Or adult. Young adult has been 23.4. New adult I've only read 2. And middle grade has been 2.7. Now, sometimes I only count new adult when it's like explicitly, this is a new adult thing. But it's not one that I don't want to say I don't acknowledge it yet. It's definitely a thing. But I still just kind of classify it as adult. Because it is. It's usually adult content in it anyway. Publisher-wise, who's winning? Macmillan is winning with 27%, with Penguin on its heels, and HarperCollins right after that. Hachette, self-published. We have 12.6% self-published, and 7.2 is indie, so that's 8 plus 14 is 22, so it's still not in the lead for indie books. But we got Webtoon. My author status, we have read 59.2% have been new to me, 9.9% have been debuts, so that's a lot of new authors. Only 31% have been authors that I've read before. For our publication years, 32.4% have been books released this year, but, was it? Yeah, that one. I've read new releases mostly. Hey! 35 of them have been 2024, followed by 2023. 2021's over here. There's 2022. Just a smattering of everything else. For my means of reading, Neck Alley. I'm really working on my Neck Alley here. We have 47.7%. 53 books have been my Neck Alley reads. I'm still really behind, though. It is like the frog game thing, where 2 steps forward, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, because I keep getting approved for arcs. So 18 of them have been directly just from Libby. 4 for gifted. We've got some KU, some Amazons, Everand, Book Outlet, Verilou, just a smattering of various places. These are probably the biggest ones, obviously. Not probably, they are. With my series, standalones, I've read 41 standalones. I have started 28. Ignore that. 10 are in progress. I've finished 13 series, so I don't want to hear it. I have DNF'd 8 series, and I have finished up to publication 11 series. All right, here's my little map. Currently, we're visiting the continents right now. Haven't gotten any down here. We need Australasia. Need some more set here for Sherzies. And we've read quite a lot of the states. Look at all those states. Look at all those states. Quite a lot. We've had a few in Colorado, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Arkansas even. I guess New York is currently winning with 9 books from New York. And, what's that going to be? 9, maybe 7? I hate that it doesn't actually say the number on here. I don't know how to fix that. If anybody knows how to fix this, I have struggled because it'll show me the number down here, but not the full number. It just gives me the range. But when you hover over, it'll only tell me 1 no matter what. And that's annoying to me, and I've yet to figure out how to fix it. And I've looked it up, and the fixes they do don't work. So, anyway, all right. For my months of reading, I read the most in May with 24 books, followed by February with 20, April 19, March 17, January 16, June with a pitiful 11. And I've read 4 in July so far. With my covers, I just like seeing my covers. Apparently I read a lot of blue books, which also makes sense. Followed by red, followed by multicolors, and then yellow, and black, and green, and orange. My 2 favorite colors right here. But it's been an interesting spread, for the rest of them at least. Alright, these are my authors. Who I read the most of is Amelie Howard. I read a ton of Amelie Howard. I had a bunch of arcs. We've also read 2 Brando Sandos, 2 Charlie Jane Anders, 2 Abby Jimenez, 2 Toby Ogundaran, because I read that duology by them, 2 Hannah Kaner, 2 Joanna Bancroft, and 2 Patricia C. Reedy. We'll see who's the top at the end. That is that part. Let's see. Anything else we need to look at here? We can look at our I have stats from my author trackers as well. I don't know if you want me to go into it right now, but this is like, I don't have the most accurate information because we don't out anybody here. But ethnicity, like, I've read 100 books that are white authors, and read 5 Korean, 1 Latino. I have 1 Kuwaiti. That's cool. Malaysian, Arabic, Puerto Rican, Native American, Sri Lankan, Indian, Iranian. 4 Black authors. 1 Latinx. I have Latino, Latinx. Yeah. 7 that are just BIPOC because they don't disclose. 4 Chinese. It's because I've read a lot more Latinx than I realized because I accidentally didn't capitalize the L, and so it separated it, so I'll fix that. Filipino, I've read 4. Pretty nice. Nationality-wise, tons of Americans, but we read a lot of British, Filipino, Australians. We've read 6 Australians. Unknowns, Nigerian, Scottish, Indian, Korean, Canadian. Did I just say America? Wait. Japanese, Germany, Argentinian, yeah. Gender identities, I predominantly read women. Not surprising. 76 of them have been women. I've read 11 trans men. I've read 24 men. 3 trans women. 18 non-binary authors. Plural. Agender. 3 agender authors. 1 genderqueer. 1 undisclosed. 3 agender. 3 plurals. This, I think, was part of the trans and disabled anthology. They had a lot of different identities writing for that one, so I counted every single one. 4 sexual orientations, I've read 75 straight authors, 20 that I just don't know, and I'm not going to out them or anything, not that I know how to discover it, but they don't disclose it, it's not important. 7 that are out as gay, only 1 lesbian author so far. 28 queer authors who they just define themselves as queer. 1 pan. 10 ace authors because a lot of them did write for the anthology as well. So not bad. That's actually that's a very different spread than ones I've found before. We've kind of looked at this already. With publication status of these authors, 109 of them have been trad, 9 have been hybrid, 12 have been self-pub, and 12 have been indie. And then, is that my Amelie Howard? Oh, that's the same one we did before. With characters, I wanted to try to track my characters in the same way that I do others. It's just really hard to, because sometimes I forget immediately after reading the book what that character looked like. But for those that I could do, this is the smatterings of them. I keep saying smattering. I don't know why. I've read, there's 8 characters who have been Black. We've had 8 Asian, Brazilian, Latina, Italian, Latino, in general brown, because I didn't know for sure. Let's see, Latinx, Indian, Chinese, Filipino. Yeah, all around here. Nationality-wise, a lot of Americans, a lot of British, Scottish, German, French, Indian, Japanese, Brazilian, Jamaican, Canadian, Austrian, Argentinian, lot. I think I read pretty decently. Hair color wise, this is where it's like I get hard. So sometimes I don't fill it in because I don't know. I just don't remember. But we definitely have a lot of black haired, a lot of brown haired, a lot of redheads, a lot of blondes. I'm actually surprised at how many blondes, because honestly, you don't see a lot of blonde main characters in books. And I'm only counting main characters. 2 auburn, 1 pink, white, and blue. We have 2 purple. I think it's probably the same character. Might have accidentally counted them twice. With their disabilities, we've had a lot of representation for anxiety. 5 of them represented anxiety. 1 ADHD, 2 with addiction, 1 with autism, and 1, or I guess 2 autism. 1, I said autistic instead of autism. Continuity Q. Body type, most of them have been slim. We've got fit. I've read 9 average. 4 have been described as curvy. We have a lot of slenders, petites. I've read 2 protagonists who describe themselves as fat. We've got some buff. Eye color, brown being the most popular, blue coming in second. We've got some gold, black, gray, hazel. We've got some green, 1 with purple, With physical disabilities, we have 3 stories that were featured characters who are amputees, 1 deaf, 1 with a stutter, and 1 with asthma, which was nice because I have asthma. Sexual orientation, a lot of straight, unfortunately. 115 straight characters, 23 gay, 7 lesbian, 27 bi and pan, and that's really all that's been there. I need more. Gender identities, we've had 90 be female, 75 male, 6 trans men, 3 non-binary, 1 intersex, 1 gender fluid, 2 trans women. That is it for that one. Name frequencies. This is what I've really wanted to do, is have this. Evangeline. 2 different Evangelines. They're not from the same book. James, Peter, Nick, Eliza, and Charlie. You can't really see them. I don't know why it's cutting everybody off quite a lot. There you go. But it's Charlie. Yeah, and then religions. I've looked at religions. We've had 10 that explicitly said that they were Christian, 1 saying they're atheist, 1 Hindu, 1 Catholic, 1 Jesuit. It's how they were described. I'm using the words from the books, just FYI, everybody. So, yeah, that's that. And then narrator tracker. I also have a narrator tracker. Here's my narrator frequency. I don't have anybody in the clear lead, but we've had 2 Zachary Webbers, 2 Saskia. Oh my gosh, it keeps cutting them off. Stop cutting everybody off. Can I just do that? Oh my gosh. It keeps cutting off. Anyway, Saskia Marleveld, I think. Hinden Walsh, Natalie Naudus, Michael Kramer, Major Kurda, I think. Channy Waits. I don't like that it's cutting them off. This is very annoying. Can I move it? No, I can't move it. Okay, anyway. Kit Griffiths, John Banks, Kevin Arfree, and the Words Take Wing Repertory Company. Those are the people who do the Enchanted Forest. They did not list their individual names. They just wrote that, so that's what I did. With them, we have a lot that were solos, 65 solos, 9 dual POVs, 7 multi-POVs, and 4 have been a full cast production. If you guys want to see my arc tracker currently, let me get this down here. This is my current status of my arcs that I currently have. It's a lot. Actually, I probably should update this. Hold on. Where are we at? Yep, we're past due now. Here. Okay. So I have a total of 151 unread. 108 of them are past due for the time the release. That's what I consider the past due. I have read 55 of them this year, though. So I've received a total of 205 as of the start of 2025. That's what that number is. So this is my ratio, but it's not my actual ratio on NetGalley. That's like 40% right now. So yeah, but 3.76 is my average rating there. Not bad. With the 25 of 2025, I've been doing really badly with this. I've only read 5. I've read 5. I need to read more. I obviously need to read a lot more, but I'm working on it, okay? Okay, this is my monthly compilation. We don't need to see them fully compared right now. We kind of saw what I was reading the most of, but I do track my whole thingamajig. But I did see that I was comparing where I was reading the most of certain things. So I did the most standalones in January. I started a lot in February. I tied with standalone and started. I finished the most so far in April, and I was in progress. I was reading a lot of series in April, and I'm in the progress. Is this June right now? June, I had a lot of in progress, so that's good. Again, across the board, the most adults. I've read the most 2025, 2024s in January and March. My publishers, I've done a lot of Macmillan overall. I read the most self-published in May, so there you go. Who else do we care about? Do we care about anything else? The series. Here's my series tracker. So I have a total. This is inaccurate. I do need to update this of how many series I actually have or / want to read. At the start, it says this, and I've gone down. But I've started 32 this year. I have finished 12. I have 35 that are up to publication. And 107 that I'm in the middle of right now. I've DNF 9 in total, and not started this many. This number is incorrect. And only 13.30% of all my series are currently complete, but you can see. all my little progress bars on all of these. La 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 la. Herkyed, you guys already know, I won. Herkyed. Good times. This is where I'm at for 2025. Our fantasy. The ones that don't, if it has the cover in it, I've done it. These are what I've thought to do. These are kind of like ones I'm gonna plan on. I really need help with some though. So if in the comments, if you want to give me a parent and child protagonist in the main cast, I don't have any that I can think of. I also need ones with multiple pantheons, a knight and a paladin with an oath to keep. I'm going to need... Oh, this will be easy, actually. I've already done this. But I counted... Yeah, I already counted. I was like, oh, this would have been perfect, but this was absolutely perfect for that one. But yeah, if you have suggestions for our fantasy, let me know. Let me know. Buzzword, I've completed all of Buzzword once through. I am one away from doing it again on the cover editions. I just need a book with a pattern on the cover. That's actually really hard for me. And in the Somber Honey Challenge, I've done everything sort of. I only need to do Accomplished with the first book alphabetically on my TBR. And then I'm currently counting Dienvek as my page number ends in your birth year, or my birth date, because technically I would have to do 07. Books don't end on 07. They don't like that. So I put Dienvek because it did end in a 7 at least. If I come across a 07, then I'll put it. But currently I don't have that. Adventure in Aldea, I have done every single one so far. We're in July. This will be tricky. Some of these will be tricky, I'm thinking. But yeah, that's the book stats. I'm an author. Hi. I have done very bad this year with writing. Partially, I think that's just been the stress of my life and not being able to focus and sit down and just write. I have attempted writing. I have attempted the sequel to Hisvakek several times over. It's gotten several reworkings. I do have a more solidified one. I just don't have the energy, or like the, not energy, but like the current drive to work on that. I'm more invested right now in Ogre and Bookworm. That's the one I currently want to write the most of. I have started writing it. I'm hoping to do more. I think the problem was I've been living such a transient life right now that I haven't been able to be comfortable to just like feel like I can take the time to write, which is a struggle because you can't do anything else. With reading, I can multitask with audiobooks and stuff, so I can keep going. But with writing, you have to sit and feel comfortable and ready to do it, and I just haven't had that experience since really the beginning of the year. So that's my current status on writing. I'm so sorry to those who are really wanting the sequel to Hisvakek really badly. I do want to give it to you, but I don't want to, rush something that I'm not happy with, because Hisvakek is the thing that I'm the most proud of in my writing, and I don't want to disappoint with the sequel, and I want it to have, the same amount of meaningfulness to me that the first book did. And so in order to do that properly, I need to take time on it. So I'm sorry, I don't use AI. And I never will. And neither should you. Okay. Let's get into my 2025 goals. So my 2025 goals, I've actually considered completely redoing all of this just because everything that happened in the last couple months. I haven't worked at all on the Hoopaway audiobook. I have worked a bit on the Hisvakek Bibli. But not done. We've worked, and there's a lot of these that are in progress, but it's going to look like there's nothing. Service dog training, we've been working on it. I've only done 2 episodes of Literarily Baking. Very behind. We have not gone glamping yet. The Hisobo draft, it's, like I said, in progress. A new job, I technically got one, but I'm waiting to fill this in until I'm like, okay, I'm secure, and I feel like this is going to be my job for the rest of the year. So I'm hesitant to color it in, just because of how rocky my job life has been. Herkyed 2, we're here, baby. We got it. We got it going. A reading retreat, no progress. Moving, I've half done it because, well, I've moved twice this year now, and I need to move a 3rd time because I don't want to stay in my parents' basement. So halfway The walkathon, Paul and I did do a walkathon. We did the Heart Walk for the American Heart Association. We did do that. I technically did this, and then I undid it. I relieved a debt, and then I put it right back up because of situations. Consumathon 2, that's not till the end of the year, so we don't have to worry about that. Ogre and Bookworm Outline is done. Done. The Dragon Bibli is in progress. This is for Sweet Pea and Sniffly. I've been making a little Bibli for it so that I can continue writing that series as well. Go to a new convention. Did that. We did a bookish event, which was at the Spicy Librarian, but I have another one anyway, which is Read Under the Stars. So do that. The Kickstarter for the audiobook of Hisvikac in progress. I actually haven't heard anything from the narrator in a hot second, so need to check in. We're not doing Create-a-thon anymore for obvious reasons. However, that doesn't mean we're not going to do an event similar to it. Its current temporary title is Do Your Shitstorm. Let me know if you like that or if I should change it. New website. We've had 2 new websites. We did the Herkid website and my author website. So that's done. Lose 25 pounds, nowhere near that. Writing retreat, haven't really done it yet. Paint by numbers, haven't finished a single one. Vacation, I don't even think I deserve at this point because I feel like being unemployed has been the vacation, even though it's been stressful. Whatever. The anthology is done. I just don't have copies of it. And I also need to put the digital copy of the anthology on my Ko-fi. And I keep forgetting to do that. So I will be doing that. And then 25 bookmarks, I've done 2. Done 2 of those. So that's my 25 of 2025 goals there, buddies. Other fun facts was just tracking my growth here on social media, if you care about it at all. YouTube-wise, we have grown significantly over this first half of the year, and mostly over the past month because of Herkid 2.0. I have gained 1,725 subscribers. I started the year at 2,773. We are nearing the 5K mark. We're about 500 away from 5,000, which is insane, and I never thought I would be there. So thank you very much, and I hope you stick around. With my Ko-fi subscribers as well, we started at 3 and we're at 14. If you'd like to be a part of that, just go subscribe to my Ko-fi. It works just like Patreon. It's just not Patreon. I think Ko-fi's better for creators than Patreon is. So there you go. I've only grown a little bit on Twitch. We've gained 13 new followers on Twitch. Instagram, I hadn't even been keeping up with it, but I've gained over 300 followers on Instagram. So thank you for that. TikTok, I don't remember where I started at the beginning of the year because the whole thing that happened with TikTok going away and coming back, and I did lose it on my phone. So I don't remember where I started, but we're at 628 now, which I know is probably at least 100 more than where I was. So thank you there. Herkid 2.0. We officially have, as of this video, 2,573 people have signed up for Herkid 2.0. Last year, we didn't even crack 600. So, wowzas. Wowzas. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm so excited to go on this journey with all of you. And the most important stat that I know you guys are all concerned about is this big man over here. This man. He started the year at 81.5 pounds. He's currently 105. Thank you and good night. Okay, that's my stats. That's the mid-year freakout, the mid-year calm down, and my mid-year stats update. Let me know if you keep track of your stuff. If you've posted a video like this, let me know. Tag me in it so I can go watch it because I love watching your guys' content. I've been enjoying so much of all your Herkid content, but I want to see what else you got going on in your lives. Let me know so I can follow along and give you the follows back that you've been giving me, and I can enjoy your content because I love watching you guys. You guys are so fun and so creative, and I love seeing how you've done it. Even though, like, even those of you who've like switched up Herkid to be your own kind of thing, love it. Love watching it. Love seeing you interpret it your own way. It's just nice. It's just nice to be included. So, okay, I'm gonna go cuddle now. I will see you next time, cuties. Bye. because that's what I do when I start filming. When will my reflection show I shouldn't sing Disney online? Okay. New drink.